Another little wannabe gangster trying to play hard.
Hey, welcome to the MaXed Podcast, the second season of the MaXed Podcast, sponsored by Bovada. I have a great friend of mine. Goddamn, man, I can't tell you how much this mean to me. Goddamn, this just like old man. Hey, Rasheed Wallace, man. Goddamn, man. Thanks for coming on the show, man. But damn, I know it's crazy, man. But please give these a story about your boy Mad Max that you heard or you know. You probably know some.
Oh man, yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me on, bro. You know, I definitely appreciate it. And you know, once you called me, was like, yo, man, I need you for the podcast. You already know it wasn't no second guessing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But no, yeah. for me, I'm gonna keep it a little straight and narrow. I remember it more, especially when you were in Philly playing for the Sixers.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, we some street dudes. You know what I mean? We like to hang out in the streets, hang out in the clubs, and you know, back then the strip clubs and all of that. And it was a couple of cats that I introduced you to that you became cool with, Sharif, the barber, and a couple other cats in my squad. And you know, just hanging out, just stories, you know, just hanging out in the club, just having some drinks, just having fun. But I mainly remember it more from watching you when you was with the Rockets. I was still in college.
Right.
Watching you. And I was like, damn, that little mother right there just goes. Like, that's all energy right there. And I was like, that's my attitude. It's like, I don't give a attitude. And no, you're not just going sit up here and score on me, because you're one of the first dudes I say who gave lit back to MJ.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, damn, I was like, oh, this dude right here. Like, and then, you know, throughout the years of us playing in the league and, you know, our friendship built up more, and, you know, we know a whole lot of mutual people, and man, it's a great thing. It's a blessing, bro. It's a blessing.
Yeah, thanks, man. That's a great story, man. And that's real too. Y'all better know it too. And I gotta go right to it, man. Now this trash talk is like we do, man. Mm-hmm. What inspired you, and how that it came about, man? Because I don't even know how my it came about. Talking shit. I just know. You ain't gonna say anything to me, man. And you ain't gonna do anything to me. So how did that come back with you?
Man, the first time I ever stepped on the court, originally, Max, I run track. I'm not I had to learn how to play basketball and learn footwork and moves and all that. It didn't come natural. Oh. I had to learn how to do that. I'm naturally, track is my.
Wow.
So when I first started to learn how to play basketball, he's a good friend of mine today, but back then when we were young boys, I didn't know him. And it was a guy by the name of Farron Meatball Hand. And he ended up being my high school rival. But, yo, I was probably about maybe 12 years old. He bust my, you know that. You hear me? Busting my, talking shit and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, because he a chunky dude, so he had no lift, but he had all the footwork and you couldn't get around the body, right? So I'm like, man, he just, get some, you know, get it. I ain't know what to say. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, and dog, he bust my so bad. The coach over there screaming at me, yo, all you gotta do is jump up, block the shot. It got so bad, he was talking so much to me, Max, I quit right then and there. I took my jersey off. My jersey was soaking wet. I took my jersey off and I threw it at the coach. And the crazy thing about it, this is my first game that I played organized, and it just so happened to be in my old neighborhood. So he came to my neighborhood, bust my ass, and then so I'm like, all right. So as you know, went in the gym, and as I got older, learned, you know, moves and this and that, and I seen that, okay, I was pretty good when I go against other people. And then sometimes guys try to, you know, come with the rough, like, oh, I'm gonna foul him extra hard because I know he's better than me. I'm gonna foul him extra. All right, that's what you want to come. Hey, yo, give me that ball. Get this little mouth out of here. And it was on from there. Dunking on in high school, it was on from there.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's a good story, man. And then now this is crazy. Now Philly, growing up in Philly, I love Philly. You know, when I got there, you plug me in with some guys. You know, I love all them barbershop guys you plug me in with. Got Brian Seagal, the Crab Shack guy over there on the north side. You know, so I love Philly. Talk to me. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Talk to me about Philly, the upbringing in Philly, my brother.
Man, it was awesome. It was awesome. I do remember growing up, probably in my early adolescent years, where Philly was safe. And when I mean safe, I mean, yeah, you know, it had crime, but you know, Philly was safe. And this is before crack hit the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Where you could leave your front door unlocked or the screen door unlocked, you know what I'm saying, and the front door open to your house. Everybody on the block knew everybody. They knew your mama, your daddy, your sisters, aunties, your wife, your kids. You know, it was a community.
Yes.
And then when came and tore everything up, that's when people started stealing.
Yes.
You know, your family members started stealing VCRs and all that. So I'm like, damn, you know, we locking the door. But I loved it though. I loved it. You know, growing up the way I did. I wasn't necessarily sheltered. You know, I always followed in the shadow of my two older brothers.
Right.
You know, they was my idol. I always wanted to be like them in everything. And that's where I got my basketball mix from, because my oldest brother, he had the jump shot, and my middle brother, he was the one dunking on it. He was the first cat in our neighborhood to do every Michael Jordan dunk except the foul line.
Damn.
But he was able to the whole reverse, bringing it all the way down to your crotch, and the full windmill, and he did all this left-handed. Yeah.
Damn. Oh, okay.
So, you know, growing up with that and then getting into basketball and meeting a lot of Philadelphia idols, man, you know, Lionel Simmons, Doug Overton. I played with Aaron McKee. I grew up with Cat Mobley and Alvin Williams. And then my biggest fanboy day from my Philadelphia high school days was when I had the chance to meet the GOAT, Wilt Chamberlain.
My God.
I met Wilt Chamberlain, man, and that's the first time I was ever fanboy, and well, I was cheesing like the Kool-Aid man. Oh man, like everything, man. It was, but it was a great moment. I loved it, and it was thanks to Sonny Hill. Sonny Hill grew up playing in his league, you know, from middle school all the way up to the pro-am leagues he had, you know, playing against a lot of guys. And like, I'm glad I grew up in the era in Philadelphia that I did with basketball, because cats grinded it out. You know, you had a rival everywhere. You know, you had other guys 6'10", 6'11" in the city who was my rival. You had some thorough guards. You had some thorough wings. Like, I love my time growing up in Philly, but I never moved back to that mother. No sir. They gunning. You hear me? They gunning. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to be a part of that. Look, I'm trying to get everybody out of Philly right now. My sister, my cousin Tariq, all of them. I'm trying to get them out of Philly because it's so crazy, man. But I love it. I love it.
Yes.
Not town. We're a crack town. I love it. But that's how it is with us.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's a great story. Yeah, high school, Simon Gratz High School. Talk to me about the love for the coach and the love for the school.
Oh man, Bill Elby, that's my guy. He was a father figure to me when I was in high school. Well, a father figure to all of us, really, everybody on the team. When I was in high school, he was also my math teacher. So it was like, I had to do all my work in his class, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, he's great in the shit. So can't come up with no lies like, oh, I gave it to her, but I don't know what she did. With them lies with him. But no, man, I didn't know before I went there that that my high school was somewhat of a basketball factory. We had Dink Whitaker and Brian Shorter, who were at my high school. Both of them went on, you know, to play collegiate ball, D1 collegiate ball. But we kept it going, man. Aaron McKee and Harry Moore. Harry Moore was like my old head. When I was a freshman, he was a senior. He was an All-American.
Right.
But his career unfortunately turned left at a house party one night, and he had got shot.
Dang.
And he got shot in his leg and went right through his thigh. And this is a jumping up, you know, that killed everything.
Right.
Played with Aaron McKee. He was a senior. I was a freshman. And Mr. Elby just taught us not just basketball, but life. Like you can relate basketball and life in the same category in so many things, so many ways. Like, and with him being that old school, and he's a real military drill sergeant. so like back in the days, he was in the Marines. He was a Marine drill sergeant. And so it's like, it wasn't no going on with him. And so, but that's what we needed though. We needed that strict discipline. We needed to follow that code for, school, learning how to, when you go to other schools, learning how to talk, learning how to be in a group of people. You can't be saying a whole lot of cuss words, this and that, because you never know who's watching. You can mess up a D1 scholarship and all this. So, Mr. Elby taught me a lot, man. And I think what made it even sweet was we always had great teams. And it was mandatory that we tried out. If you wanted to try out for the basketball team, you had to run cross country. It was mandatory. Damn. So when I was in school, I didn't get it. But when I got out of school, I was like, damn, that just weeds out all of my who ain't and don't want to.
There you go. There you go.
Like, all right. Yeah. So I was like, damn, that's smart right there.
Right.
And, but it just the whole thing of him being a great basketball coach. Like, we were athletes. We weren't basketball players, because after basketball season, it was, again, mandatory. You either had to do baseball or track and field, and I did both. Wow. So we always stayed active all year round. In the summer, we always played together, and I think that's why my high school record, I think, is like something either 110 or 112-9.
Damn.
Yeah, we just stayed together all year round. The only time we didn't play together was when we went to the Sunny Hill League, because that was more, you're representing your area of Philly.
Right.
You got North Philly, Northwest, and then you got South Philly and all that stuff. So.
Right. Yeah, that's a hell of a story, man. Elby, he was a bad man, and that's some good information. Man. Kids need that guidance, man, like us, especially coming up, man, and to tell you, man, the best thing I heard you say when he told you, hey, man, you don't know when a mother watching you. Watch what you say and how you act, man. That's the best thing I heard you say out of that conversation. But there was a lot of good shit in that conversation. But damn, now, how you average 16, 15, and 7 blocks in 19 goddamn minutes? What the hell, man? That's what you.
More discipline, man.
That's one and done. Like he was.
Yeah, that's discipline, man. Because the only time that didn't happen for me was my freshman year. Because my freshman year, I didn't start until probably like maybe the third game into the season. So after my buddy got shot, but my sophomore through senior. Yeah, my coach, first and third. In my sophomore year, he played me in the fourth quarter a little bit. But other than that, no, I was first and third. So at first, again, playing mind games, Jedi mind trick. I didn't get this. I'm like, damn, did I do something wrong? Right. Is coach mad with me? I'm out there playing. I'm diving on the floor, doing everything, talking. Right. And he was just like, no. He's like, what it is, I play you first and third. So then that way you ain't got time to bullshit. Like, you got to think about when you out there, if you out there for the first and second quarter, you going to play in bursts. You going to play in spurts with energy.
Right.
But he like, I'm going to eliminate all that. All that is wasted minutes. If you got 8 minutes in a high school game, you're going to waste at least 4 of it. 3.5 to 4 of it, just lollygagging, going through the motions, this and that.
Right.
He said, I'm going to cut it short. He said, you got 16 minutes to do what you're going to do. If you have a up game, you're going to have a up game. If you have a good game, you're going to have a good game. You got 16 minutes to work. And, man, I was like, damn. I was like, all right. And that's when I was like, man, I got to go out here right away. Ain't no warm-up, none of that shit. I got to go right out here and do it. And then the crazy thing about that, too, Matt, my senior year, I didn't even average the most points on our team.
Yeah.
It was my guy Rondell Turner. He ended up going to University of Rhode Island for a minute. But Rondell Turner was averaging 20. And he was playing in the second and the fourth.
God damn, that's what's up. High school, USA Today High School Player of the Year. Before social media, now this was pro social media. Now that was big. That was a huge deal. Now, what you remember about that, man?
My senior year, we won 31-0. We were coming off the city championship loss to one of my best friends and high school rival, Tyrone Weeks, and Franklin Learning Center, where he went to school at. We lost in the championship game, left a bad taste in my mouth. I had to hear it from them all summer. You know what I'm saying? I had to hear it from the cats in the school all summer. So it's like, you know, we were on a mission. We came back with everybody. We didn't lose anyone from my junior year. We came back with everybody, and we were on a mission, man, and we won 31-0. And I remember us going to little tournaments up in Pennsylvania, Latrobe, Pennsylvania, playing in a couple of tournaments up there, going down to the Beach Ball Classic in Myrtle Beach.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, and just playing a lot of good basketball, great basketball, played against Jason Kidd in high school.
Wow.
Of course, he was a senior, and I think I was a sophomore, something like that. But yeah, played against him down at Beach Ball. But ended up playing against Junior Burroughs, Corey Alexander, Ben Davis, all them Oak Hill cats.
Yeah.
But no, I had a great high school career. I cannot deny that at all. Yeah. And I was fortunate enough, like you said, to be player of the year. I shared that with a killer guard, Randy Livingston.
Yes.
I've never seen nothing like him.
Yes.
When I was in high school, never seen a point guard like him. He could do it all.
Yes.
And you know, that's back when we had Street and Smith. Remember Street and Smith magazine and all that
magazine. That's right. Yeah. Remember all that.
Yeah, it was a great high school career, especially my senior year, man. I just loved it, enjoyed it, and just had to take every game serious like it was the last. And of course, you know, it was a lot of talking.
No doubt. I already know that. 31-0. I know that goes along with the territory. Goddamn, then you went to sign with North Carolina. Goddamn, them Tar Heels. I live over here in Charlotte. You know that. Goddamn, talk to me about who else was after you besides North Carolina. But that was a no-brainer there, though. So,
everybody and their mama. like you know, the real talk, dog. I mean, I threw it all away. I think my mom might have saved some of them, but I wish I would have saved them. But I threw them all away because it was unnecessary paper. But yeah, I had letters from E1s, 2s, 3s from every school in the country. Like I could have pretty much used those letters for wallpaper while the house was something.
Damn.
For real talk.
Wow.
And I wish NIL was out back then. But
I know, right?
I could have plastered a crib with a whole lot of collegiate letters. So I had ended up narrowing it down to 4. So and my 4 were Temple, Villanova, Georgetown, and Carolina. So I had Temple on a list for the simple fact of my high school mentor and coach, Bill Elby. His high school mentor and coach was John Chaney.
Oh, okay.
So it was always a family thing. John Chaney coached at Simon Gratz back in the day. So it was always a family thing. Then Aaron McKee ended up going there. So it was like, got Aaron, like, we know she coming next. So it was Temple. Then I was thinking about Villanova. Villanova was supposed to be a package deal, dog. It was supposed to be me, my other 7-foot buddy, Jason Lawson, my best friend, Tyrone Weeks, and Al Williams. All 4 of us were supposed to go sign with Villanova to join. At the time, it was Steve Lapis was the coach, and to join that team. And they had some killer guards. They had Jonathan Haynes, Philly native. They had Kerry Kittles. You know, they had a pretty good solid squad. But so Jason Lawson and Alvin Williams, they signed with Nova. Then my buddy Ty Weeks signed with UMass. I was like, I might as well go ahead to Carolina. And so I ended up going to Carolina. So I was thinking about Georgetown. Truth be told, Georgetown was going to be where I was headed. The only reason I didn't go to Georgetown was because when my freshman year, I wouldn't have had a guard. And, you know, this was back then. It wasn't in coaches' game plans, and it wasn't that big men really had too much to bring the ball up for him and all that.
Yeah, you had to have a guard, right?
Yeah, so I needed a guard. Yo, feed me. I'm gonna set you screens, rebound for you, all that.
Right.
But if I would have known that next year, which was my sophomore year, was Allen Iverson's freshman year, if I would have known that was coming, like I probably would have went to Georgetown. But no, I ended up going to Carolina with Jerry Stackhouse and Jeff McInnes.
Great choice, my boy.
And I think that's what sold it for me. You know, when I came on my visit down here, I enjoyed my visit. I liked everything about the program. It was great weather. But I think what solidified it for me was the fact that we're talking with Jerry Stackhouse and Jeff McInnes in the McDonald's game. And he was like, man, you might as well come on down there. And I was like, I just sat there and looked at the big picture. I was like, I'm going there with a guard. And it's a guard there already who's coming back for his senior year that just won a national championship, and Derek Phelps. So I was like, Derek Phelps ain't chop suey. That good, especially on defense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm like, man, I got two good guards, and then whatever other guards that they might have had there. I was like, but I know I got two good guards, so I'm good. And that's pretty much what swayed me to come to Carolina, bro. And I love the sense. Met a lot of great friends, lifelong friends down here in college and that live here. So that's where I live now.
Right.
I'm 2 hours from you. I'm up here in the Raleigh-Durham area.
Right.
But man, it's all love. I love it.
No doubt. You just talked about two of my boys, man, my young boys, Stackhouse, man, and goddamn, I played with him. That's my goddamn boy right there. The mother Touche. Jeff McInnes. Gotta get to Touche. What's up, Touche? When you see, we holler at your mother crazy. That's my guy. Congratulations to Touche on College of Charleston.
Oh, yeah, College of Charleston, yeah, for sure. That's a good move for him. I'm glad my guy finally in college, man.
Yes, man.
He's been doing it on his high school level for so long and so well.
Yes.
He, built up schools. He built up AAU programs and all like, man, it's about time somebody put this man on a damn coaching roster.
Come on, my brother. That's what I'm talking about. On the next level. I'm glad y'all stepped up to the plate, College of Charleston. Congratulations. Y'all got a winner with y'all. And talk to me about this guy right here. See, they always talk about Coach K. But when I just like this man right here. Seemed like he gave y'all more freedom. Dean Smith, your guy. I call him the GOAT.
He is the GOAT. That's we call him down here, we call him the Godfather.
Okay.
He's the Godfather. Yeah, like I'm telling you, bro. I seen Coach Smith, seen and heard Coach Smith do some shit. That's a straight Godfather move. You know what I mean? Like, all right, so for instance, give you a quick one. So Coach Smith, being a reputable coach that he is, and his whole collegiate career, he could have went to the league, but I think he enjoyed developing young men more and more on this college level where it's not a whole lot of strings and all that, that you got to deal with the upper office in the NBA.
No doubt.
So, this one I'm in Detroit, and so Larry Brown is the coach. I get there, it's a Carolina reunion. So I got Larry Brown, I got Phil Ford, who to me is the best player to ever come out of Carolina. Yeah, I said it, y'all. It's not Michael Jordan.
Damn.
Mike is great. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But Phil Ford is the best to do it at Carolina.
I agree. I agree. A lot of people don't know about Phil because he's older.
Yeah. Number one pick.
Yeah.
Number one pick for the I think the Kansas City Kings.
That's who it was.
Yep. And then we had Pat Sullivan and and Dave Hanner. So I have 4 Carolina guys there with me.
Right.
You know how 2 of them Carolina guys got on that roster? Coach Smith.
Wow.
Coach Smith. Hey, and it was funny as shit. Larry Brown told us this too. He was like, just being on the phone, Coach Smith had called him, and you know how you shoot your shit when you first get on the phone. Like, hey, how's the wife, how's the kids, blase. And he said, he told me Coach Smith went just like this. He said, He said, Coach, hey, hope everything is good with you. He said, I need you to do something for me. I need you to put these 2 coaches on your roster. And so LB told us, he was like, well, I've pretty much got my roster filled up. I need you to put these 2 guys on the roster. They Carolina, and all right, I'll talk to you later. and banged on him. Right?
That shit happened.
Man, it's like, and then next thing you know, he was like, he had to hire, Phil Ford and Dave Hanners. So I was like, all right. I was like, damn, that's a Godfather move.
Yes,
but it happens in so many other levels too, yo.
Yes.
Not just with coaching. It's like say if I was a GM or owner of a team, right? And I, went to Carolina and all that. And Coach Smith called me like, hey, how you doing? All right. Yeah. I need this player to be in your training camp. All right. Have a nice day.
And that's it. It's a power move.
What I'm going to do? No, coach, I can't do it. No. All right, who is it? Who's the player? You know what I'm saying? Make the call to him or his agent. Like, all right, yeah, we got a ticket for you coming out here, this so-and-so. Like, man, but Coach Smith was a G, yo, dog. He's a very great man, very knowledgeable about this game of basketball and life. Yes. And he was such a basketball god down here. With all due respect to Coach K, they always, won at it.
No doubt.
But man, it's just a difference with Coach Smith. You know what I'm saying? It's like on real shit, like some Godfather. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was in the mob and you just so happen to be in the building and you seen the Godfather come through, you gonna recognize him and speak. Hello, Godfather. Just ring, whatever the case may be. That's how it is. That's how it was with Coach Smith. Wherever he went, it was like he was so great of a coach and a person. You felt humble. Oh damn, coach. Yeah, pleasure.
Right.
You giving all the Buddha bows and
give him a little bow.
All that. Like, that. Like, man, Coach Smith was a GOAT, dog.
That's what's up, man. I heard a lot of good stories about that, man. Kenneth Smith told me a lot of good stories about it, man.
Man.
So
he helped me out one time. Right? His shit for me, I didn't even know. So I'm down here, I'm doing shit I'm supposed to be doing off the court.
Yeah, right? Like we always did.
So one day I'm at the mall with two of my homies. And so one of my homies had this little credit card. So I'm like, all right, bet. So he's like, man, let's go to the mall. I'm like, bet. I'm like, I can get to my room, some bed sheets, radio or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, let's go to the mall. I said, all right, bet. He said, what I'm going to do first is just grab a couple CDs that you like. And we're going to put them up on the counter. So I grabbed my 2 CDs. My other homies, they grabbed their CDs. And they were like total maybe like 7 CDs up there.
Yeah.
Yo. So running it. And now, look, I'm standing right here. I'm not at the counter. Even though the camera got all 3 of our dumb walking in there together and talking and lollygagging together. Look, I'm standing in the CD section. My one homie over here at the counter trying to pay for this. My other homie, he over there looking at some records. I'm like, so as soon as we heard, he was like, if you hear a certain chime, as soon as we heard that chime, we all was out, right? We out. So, we start walking out the store and, security trying to get us, but we ain't running. We just walking like, man, I ain't do nothing. I ain't steal nothing. So no, you can't touch me or detain me.
Right.
So get back to the car, we drive off. 2 days later, I ain't thinking of it. I'm in practice. Yeah. And one of the assistant coaches was like, hey, coach want to see you in his office. So I'm like, all right, no problem. I'm thinking of some basketball. You know what I mean? Or, dealing with some school. One of the days, he was like, so what happened the other day? I was like, what do you mean, coach? Max, he went like this. He said, play the security camera.
I got no camera. They said
play the security camera. And I was like,
oh shit.
I was like, I'm all right, I'm caught now. I can't lie to him. So, I ended up telling him the whole story on what happened and all that. But no, like he took care of it. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to do some extra running and some extra basketball shit.
Oh, no doubt, yeah.
But I mean, I was thankful, at that time, like that didn't get out.
Slap on the hand.
Man, we from the hood. Like, you got access to a CC, and you talking about, so come on, let's go to the mall. I'm right there with you.
Me too. Me too.
Man, me too. Especially in college.
Yes.
But yeah, no, coach squashed that shit, put all that shit under the rug. And then I just had, give an apology to the general manager of the store and all, which is fair.
No doubt. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great story right there. That's some good right there.
Man, Coach Smith is that dude.
Yeah, he was a damn godfather. Like, what you telling me? 1995, y'all won the ACC tournament. Now, how you felt about that and what your feelings was when y'all won that thing? That was big, man, ACC tournament.
Man, that was huge. It was a great feeling. Just to be playing in the tournament, it's tournament time. You know what I'm saying? It's conference tournament time. And then what comes after that? Tournament time. And that's when, for years, we all want that one shining moment. The highlight, you seen the slow motion jump shot.
Yeah.
All the slow motion moves. We all wanted that. And in my head, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, yeah, it's 20 time now. And then, my freshman year, dog, we got put out by Boston College in the first round. And I was like, oh my gosh. And the killer thing about it, which makes it so ironic, Max, in high school, I didn't shoot threes. In college, I really didn't shoot threes except like end of the quarter.
Right, yeah.
It just so happened my freshman year, the ball kicked out to me. I'm in the corner and I put this three up. Bro, it felt good. It felt great.
Right.
And that shit iron and cleaned up. Hey, dog, I went to hiding for like 2 weeks. I ain't the cats at school. I ain't hang out with my homies. I was like, I was sick, shit. Dog. I was sick. But then come back that next year, we made it to the Final Four.
Right.
My sophomore year, made it to the Final Four. Arkansas put us out. They had a great team with my guy, Scotty Thurman. I didn't know he was going to be my future teammate, but Corliss Williamson, that's my guy. We lost to them in the Final Four in Seattle and out there at Key Arena. But no, it was great. It was great for me to play against that level of competition. I was thankful, going against some big schools, of course, all our ACC schools, but had a chance to go against, Kentucky,
no doubt.
Another big school with Georgetown. And, so that's the memories that you live up to, the memories that you live for, I should say,
no doubt.
About playing again in those nostalgic games.
Yeah, no doubt. That's good right there. You got drafted by Washington. You started, I think, over 50 games for injured Chris Webber, my brother. Tell me about the adjustments your rookie year and all that stuff, man. How that was for you, your rookie year coming in the NBA.
Well, I'm glad that, going back to Bill Elby, I'm glad that he put the knowledge in me that, you ain't gonna go nowhere and be the man right away. He's like, you were pretty good somewhat as a freshman, but you were coming off the bench behind Harry. Same thing when I got to Carolina, I'm coming off the bench behind the captain, Eric Montross, my guy. Get to the league, all right, ain't nothing different. I'm coming off the bench behind C. Webb. Right. C. Webb and George Murison. So I'm like, all right, it's cool. And then I'm getting used to that NBA physicality. Right. Because like back then when we were playing in the league, you had strong like motherfuckers was boss, dog.
Right.
And
that's right.
So I'm like 205 soaking wet with a cotton sweatsuit on, getting hit with all the forearm shivers and everything. So I'm learning.
Yeah.
And being able to play with those guys because they were young. Even though they were young for the league, even though they had already been in the league, I think like 2 or 3 years before me, but they were young for the league. And so I'm like, all right, man, we got a great team here. Drafted by the Washington Bullets, and Jimmy Lionel was the coach. That team, we had Brent Price, Mark Price, Chris Whitney, and Robert Pack was my guards.
Wow.
My twos was Liddell Eccles, Calvert Chaney,
my God,
and Mitchell Butler. That's my guy too.
Right.
And Don McClain.
Right.
Then the threes was and Tim Legler. I'm sorry, Tim Legler too, because he won the 3-point contest that year, my rookie year. And then we had Jawan, of course, Chris, Big George, Bob McCann. I feel like I'm missing one person. I think that might have been it. But we had a nice little squad.
Yeah.
And so again, as you just mentioned, you know, I'm a rookie playing behind C-Webb. So I remember when the first game I started in the NBA, it was in Phoenix.
Wow.
We're out there in pregame, you know, we warming up. So you know how when you first go out, you're shooting the ball a little bit, and then it's like, all right, you get with the coach, and then you go through your whole routine and all that. So C-Webb going through his routine, me and him, and he had shot a ball and it hit off the rim and was bouncing into the seats. So you know how in Phoenix, that edge of that court, it's just a drop off.
Yes, a drop off. Yeah, you say I'm so right.
So he going after the ball and wham, his ankle up on that drop off.
Wow.
And he was like, ah. And you know, he came back limping. And we all was like, uh-oh. And then he couldn't play that game. So, you know, I'm thinking he all right anyway, because he still had his uni on. We going to team meet. Coach Lionel writing on the board, do this, do that, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know, I'm paying attention, but I'm like, all right, I know C-Webb in here, so.
Yeah, I ain't started.
He wrote the motherfucking starters on there, and he wrote Sheed.
Okay.
Everything changed. I'm like,
yes, it does with the start lineup.
You know, all right, hey, look, had to get the paper. Let me just review these two plays real quick. Like, all right.
Yes,
and, you know, go out there. But my biggest thing when I started was just to run the floor, because I know they wasn't going to call plays for me.
Right.
So, which was cool.
Right.
Just run the floor and play defense. You know, and that's my biggest thing. Running the floor, getting some dunk. I'm yelling out on defense. Watch pick, left side.
That's big. That's big.
And then I got traded. I got traded right after my rookie year. Got traded to Portland for Rod Strickland because I guess the Bullets didn't like their guards. Mark Price retired. They ended up trading Brent Price. They got rid of all their guards pretty much. Except Chris Whitney.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
they had Rod and Chris Whitney.
Yeah. That's crazy right there. Tell me when you got to Portland now, goddamn, coming from Washington, you got that damn, well, we know they got that good out there, but when you got to Portland, goddamn it, I know it was a little culture shock out there when you first got there. Talk about that though.
Man, so after playing my rookie season in Washington, you know, Washington was nicknamed Chocolate City back then because, you know, we had so many prominent black figures, not only in politics, but just the people, period.
Yeah.
Right. And so, you know, I was enjoying it, going to some, you know, black owned clubs and restaurants. I'm like, oh man, the NBA. I'm like, yeah, this is sweet. I'm like, all right. Then that's when I found out that I was expendable. And Jawan had just signed, which give y'all some bar trivia. He was the first $100 million contract in the NBA. Signed for $105.
Yeah.
Jawan had just got paid, and Chris was still in his big contract from Golden State. And they was like, we need a guard in here. And somebody who can produce and, you know, set up this and that, blase. Next thing I know, dog, I'm seeing that shit on the ticker. I'm like, then a couple minutes later, my agent called me. Bill Strickland called me like, yo, yeah, they just traded you to Portland, this and that. I was, for about 30 seconds, I was mad as shit. I was like, damn, why they breaking up this great team? We got a great team. Yes. Like, we just missed the playoffs by a game.
Yes.
Like, oh, like, why do it? But then I was like, they do got some good out there, though. Like, that calms everything down. You know what I'm saying? They calmed it down. But then I think what also made it great for me when I went out to Portland was two guys who were my teammates that were already there, already knew previously, Aaron McKee and Gary Trent Sr.
Right.
So I already knew them two cats. So, they made it comfortable for me, showed me the ropes around the city as far as little clubs, bars, restaurants, this and that. And but yeah, it was a big culture shock because now you're going to a predominantly white town. And it's like everything that you were used to before, they ain't doing that out here. The music is different.
Yes, everything's different.
Everything. And but I loved it. The one thing I will say though, about Portland though, I ain't gonna front. Portland is a great city for family. Like if you're starting your family or you have a family already, more adolescent kids going into the teenage year, Portland is a great city. They got so much to do for kids, yo. Museums. They got a museum called OMSI, OMSI. Museum for kids. They got a whole lot of downtown. They right there on many different rivers. And you got the beach, you got the mountains, and you got the sand, the dune. So Portland has all four climates. And it's like, man, you can do it. If your kids are sitting at home and be like, I ain't bored. Well, then damn, you ain't stepped outside or something But Portland was a great city though, man. Met some lifelong friends out there and had an opportunity to eat the world's best steak and eggs, bro.
Huh? World's best steak and eggs? Why you said that?
Hey, bro, this right here, it's called, the restaurant is called Cafe Dewberry. The world's best steak and eggs. Like when I was playing in the league, I would have put a contract on that. I'm telling you, this was fire. Aaron McKee and Gary Trent introduced me to this restaurant. So they was like, man, it's doing good as steak and egg spot. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, it's steak and eggs. It ain't that wonderful. That's stupendous.
Damn.
Okay? Bro. But the one downfall too, it's like a little sauce that you put on top of the steak. That's the one downfall. The sauce is immaculate. But about a half hour, 40 minutes later, you're going to be addressing your subjects on that throne.
I must run right through you, ain't it?
Oh, man, is it ever? Is it? But it's so good, though, man. If you ever in Portland, go to that. It's still there. It's called Cafe Dewberry. Oh, my gosh, yo.
Cafe Dewberry, we putting you out there, baby. She giving y'all some love on the MaXed podcast. Hey, Rasheed, couple more questions, brother. Couple more questions, man. Let's talk about the Rasheed Wallace Foundation. You started out there in Portland, how you extended yourself to the community, man. How big was that for you doing that?
It was huge. It was huge. I think what it was, I just picked up community work and people work from my mom. My mom used to work for the state welfare office, and, she knew a lot of low income families and was trying to help them out, with these young ladies having babies. And this is back in like the 70s, early 80s. My mom was working for them. And so she helped so many young ladies out throughout her life that I didn't even know about. But as I got older, just seeing her and how she, handled these young women, it helped me. I was like, man, I like to start helping people too, and this and that. So once I got out there to Portland, we started the Rasheed Wallace Foundation, and we did a lot of community work. We had a tree ornament drive where we would have fans bring tree ornaments, like you would get in a free game if you bring an ornament or something like that. But it was early on. It was like a preseason. I mean, not preseason, excuse me. It was early in the season. Like about, early December, late after Thanksgiving is when we started it.
Right.
So, you get in the game. And it was one of them games where like you playing not a good team. You know what I mean? Back then, let me see, who was the terrible team? Atlanta. It'd be like, okay, this game in Atlanta, we're doing a tree ornament drive. Bring a free tree ornament, you can get in the game. You know what I'm saying? So we did that, and just working and being in the community. And I was in the community a lot as well, off the books. Because, my guy from there, Damon Stoudemire.
Right.
So he showed me the ropes, him and Terrell Brandon. Showed me the ropes in Northeast Portland. That's like the hood. And man, it was awesome just trying to uplift that community over there, seeing that community work that they were already doing, which they had a community softball game. all the Terrell's homies versus all the D. Scott homies.
Right.
It would be for the community. And, you talking about a couple NBA guys, so they got some bread. So the food was free, the sodas and waters and all that was free for the community. It was awesome, man. It was awesome.
That's big.
And that's why I was saying about Portland being that close-knit family area. And yeah, we had some fans out there who didn't like us because they felt as though, it was too black, and the media nicknamed us the Jailblazers, even though nobody went to jail. But yeah, and so we had some fans who didn't like us, but for the most part, I think that I was well liked out there in Portland, and man, I definitely appreciated it, and the community showed me that though. You know what I'm saying? No matter what was said, no matter how many texts I got, how many ejections I got, I'm cussing refs out. Yeah. But then you see me 2 days later, and we giving out food, we giving out clothes, we giving out. And and you see me, after hours too. You know what I'm saying? Just hanging out and all that. Doubt. So I definitely love that, man.
Nah, that's big right there, brother. That's a great story. And that was gonna be one of my next questions. I got 2 more questions to ask you. Now that I know about this right here. Them motherfuckers gave you 37 technical fouls in one season and shit. God damn it. Them hit me up about 50, 60 in one season. I say, how did you all these goddamn technical fouls? And I mean, just on my little, I felt like I had a bullseye on my back, man. Tell me about that feeling, man, because I felt like some bullshit. Every night I went out there, I knew I was going to get a technical foul if I looked at a referee a certain way, if I act like I'm going to say something. Beep, beep. Go on to the locker room. I go in there and drink all the beer up.
What you said before everybody come back there at the end of the game. Yeah, no, it was. I felt like it was, man, because I just stood up for myself. I didn't go for a lot of the shenanigans that they tried to get people to go for. Like, we are, all right, for instance, I had not necessarily an argument, but a quick little foul line conversation with a ref. So it's a guy on the foul line, right? The foul was just called on me. So I asked this one ref, white ref, I asked him, I said, real quick, who's your top power forwards in the league? He named me, not in no order. He named me, C. Webb, Tim Duncan, Dirk, and KG.
Yeah.
I said, all right. I said, I can agree with you with that. I said, all right, man, one more question. I said, I played just as many minutes as them, except KG. I said, I played just as many minutes as them. Then how is it? And I'm the man on my team, the ball coming through me. How is it I'm only averaging 12 points? And they all of them averaging 20 plus points.
Right.
Because I'm like, because y'all giving them that love. They get into the line. I said, but here's the thing. I said, it's no problem. I said, I still can hold my own without going to the line. So I ain't tripping on that. And then he looked at me, he's like, you right. I was like, I said, it's a quick difference. I said, they come to the games with attitudes.
Yes, they do.
They always want, we're supposed to be clear-headed and sportsmanship and all of that, but they come to the game with attitude, hey, their wife might not have gave them no trim the night before, or, they might have got the car repo, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? They come in there with their attitude, and then they calling and taking it out on us.
Yes.
And so that year when I got all them texts, I would say for the most part, I deserved it. And reason being because I was going through some personal off of the court.
Okay, see.
My son was missing. And so I'm on edge, and I had a short fuse,
Right, yeah.
It was like, and my ex-wife and my other kids, they were walking on eggshells around the house.
Right.
And because I didn't know where my son was at. And then, you get into the game, then you got these racist ass refs, and they this and that. I'm like, yo, I will.
Right.
So, they kept teeing me up, but, I wasn't worried about it. Once I got my son back, I was good. They still teed me up once I got him back, but it was different. And then see, as I got older and more experienced in my career with them, in the beginning, I was calling them, you punk.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But as I became that veteran, they still want to give me text. Oh, now it's just certain little things that I got to say. And y'all know what I'm talking about because I'm on point with it.
Right.
Hey, I yelled out when I was playing with the Knicks. I yelled out, ball don't lie.
Don't lie.
The ref gave me a tech, gave me a second tech and ejected me.
Yeah, I remember.
How about this first tech though, Max? I didn't know this. I don't know if it's still true or not. So we playing against Houston.
Yeah.
Playing against Houston. And remember the kid Louis Scola?
Scola. Yeah.
Scola.
With the little band around his head.
Yeah. So he got the ball on the wing. And boom, he driving to the basket. So, and I reached in, I fouled him. So the ref called the foul. He kept going. All right, so I'm gonna keep going.
Right.
I fouled it again. Gave me a tech. I said, "Oh." I said, how is that? I said, "I'll get a tech for that." I said, "It should be a foul if anything." He was like, "Well," he's like, "No, you fouled him." I was like, "Yeah, I know I fouled him." I said, "I fouled him again, so he couldn't get the and one." Ref gave me a tech, right? I'm like, "Oh man." I said, "Wow." I said, "That's some bullshit. I never heard that one before." And so the dude, Scola, go to the line. He shoot, missed the first one. I yelled out, "Ball don't lie."
Right.
Ref gives me a tech, throws me out. Yeah. I'm like, but they know what they doing though. Your man gave it away one day. I don't know if you remember the referee. You should, because he was reffing back when you were playing. Jack Neese.
Yeah, Hademan.
He gave it away.
Yeah.
Playing in Cleveland. This one they had Brian.
Mm-hmm.
They had Brian, the big homie Ilgauskas. They had Vergil, Mo Williams, that team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So they in Detroit. Boom. Long story short, I busted Ilgauskas across it. He threw a dirty elbow. I busted him across the head. He started leaking. That next week we're in Cleveland. And so I got the ball in the post. So I took my dribble and I'm starting to make my move. So as soon as I took my last dribble and I'm making my move to go to the middle, here comes Vergil, wipes everybody out. All three of us hit the floor. Boom. Wasn't even a basketball play.
Right.
Boom, all three of us hit the floor. Jack Neese gives all three of us a tech.
Huh?
I said, "Jack, I'm trying to shoot the ball. I didn't kick him. I didn't, throw no elbow or nothing to get my shot. I'm trying to shoot the ball. How I get a tech?" And he says to me, he said, "Yeah, we got the memo from the front office. If anything goes on with you guys, all of you guys getting a tech." I said, "Thank you."
Damn. Okay. Keep that.
So thank you. I appreciate that. Now I know that y'all. I really know now. Right. And man, I had a lot that I could have did.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it, Max. I could have sent some hackers out there. Right. They got to at the time, Stern and the referees, they had their little email circuits going on and all that shit. I could have hired somebody to hack that shit. You could have hired somebody to look into a whole lot of shit. Right. But no, I didn't. But it's there. It's there.
Right. Yeah, Steve Javi, that was my guy. Rudy T, every time before he'll look at the refs, he'll be like, "God damn, Max, now you got to watch out your boy in this mother." Steve Javi. And oh my goodness, I can't stand this. I see him be doing that on NBA TV with the TV, the games when they call bad calls, they go to him. I be like, man, I want to punch that in his shit. Yeah, I want to punch his
But you know why you're on there, though?
Why?
Because his name was one of them names caught up in that Tim Donahue.
Oh, 2000, 2001, you made the first AllStar teams you made, man. Talk to me about that, man, with how you felt about that. You knew you arrived in.
Yeah, pretty much. My first AllStar game experience was in San Antonio. I want to say that was what, 98, 99, something like that. And it was awesome. I got caught up in the whole AllStar hoopla, and you're walking around, you're seeing all the guys, and they got all the attractions and all that. This is San Antonio. So I'm like, all right, it's cool. Had my family down there, my kids, my mom, my brothers, all that. I'm like, all right, it's all right. It's cool. And then came the part where we had to do the interviews and all this. And then this, and I was like, oh, all right, this on my nerves. Like, if I could do the AllStar game without the interviews, then I'd be great. So playing in that, ended up hitting the winning shot in the rookie game.
Yeah.
Got the bread for us. And, It was cool. But no, I definitely enjoyed I would say out of all my AllStar games, that's the one I enjoyed. Out of the 4, that first one is the only one I enjoyed. The last 3, I didn't want to be there.
Wow.
Because I look at AllStar games as more individual accomplishment.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't give a about that. I ain't coming to the league to be a perennial all-star.
Right.
No, I came in the league to win chips.
Right.
And so I always hated it. Plus, I hated the media. You got to do so much with the media. And they talking. They want to do is talk about text and this and that. I'm like, man, I was happy when a couple of times they didn't want to talk to me and I could leave early. Good.
Right.
Y'all talk to KG and Tim.
Yeah.
but it was cool though. I know my family enjoyed it. So
that's big.
In that part of the times that I did have to go, but I do remember the last one though. I was pissed. Well, excuse me, not the last one, the third one. I was pissed because I had everything booked. At the time I was married, we had our trip booked. And so you know how it's like AllStar and festivities start on that like Thursday.
Right.
So our last game was Tuesday night. So packed everything, got a flight out Wednesday night. So then that way, wake up in the vacation spot Thursday morning. So we got bet. Then my agent called me like Wednesday morning. Like, hey, yo, they saying you got to go to the AllStar game. I'm like, for what? I ain't get the votes. I was like, look, ain't nobody vote for me. And the GM, he didn't do no favors or vote for me. And like, how did I get in? I ain't even second in voting. And they was like, well, KG tore his stomach muscle and this and that, so you got to go. I was like, and then the thing about it was so late. I couldn't get a refund back for the trip. So I lost out on all that. Wow. I was so heated.
Wow.
I was like, man, got me doing this bullshit out here. but no, I mean, I guess for those who are into it, the AllStar games is something that they love, that they want to see. And I guess that's how they get to be recognized by the world and their peers. But I'm like, AllStar game, I'd rather be somewhere. Because for me, I saw that as family time.
Right.
I got about it's the middle of the year, middle of the school year. I got about a week off. So now, you know what I'm saying, I can go to the kids, you know what I'm saying, go to their little plays and go to PTA meetings and be a dad. Yeah. And these motherfuckers want me to come down there and all this. I was like,
I know, my brother. 2004, 2005. Y'all had a hell of a defensive squad over there in Detroit, boy. Y'all was some bad. Y'all was a damn like the bad boys was. Y'all some dogs. Talk to me about that and the way this mother don't play defense no more in the damn NBA. Talk about that. Good God, y'all was some damn dogs.
Man, it was meant to be. That's all I can say. Like when I first got there, I played in Detroit about a week or two before I got traded. I'm out there talking all of them. Chauncey, Ben, Tay, Rick, Corliss. I'm talking to the bench, everything. Just me, just being me. And so I get traded, and then boom, do the little media, all that. So now I go in the locker room and meet the guy. And the first thing I said, hey fellas, y'all know what this I was saying a couple weeks ago. That was just some. Well, I ain't mean none of that. What I was saying. We homies now. We good now. You know what I mean? So they was like, oh man, nah, we know it's part of the game, this and that. But I think, I just got to say it was meant to be, bro. Because looking at that situation, I would say all of us except for Tayshaun was looked at as somewhat of a misfit. Tayshaun and Rick. Like they looked at Ben like that because Ben speaks his mind. No matter what. Yeah, I'm gonna speak my mind.
Right.
They looked at Chauncey like that. I didn't even know that the rest didn't like Chauncey like that. And just other cats on our team. But once we all came together, we was led by a mad scientist with Larry Byrne. And we hung our hat on defense. It was just that plain and simple because, okay, I could play defense. Chauncey could play defense. Tayshaun, we know he could play defense. Then we got guys on the bench that D up because it was a prideful thing. it was like, yo, all right, you might get like, 4 or 6 points on me, but no, dog, this ain't gonna be a continuation. No, you're not gonna continue to keep busting my
busting my ass.
you know what I'm saying? Give you a 4-on shiver or something to slow you down. Like, but I think our mentality, we just stuck it out together. Nobody gave us a chance. You had some critics that was like, oh, well, Detroit, they might got a little better, but Wallace's attitude, blah, 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 blah. Like, all right, we're gonna see all that. And man, I would say the first like 3-4 games that I was able to play, I said to myself, oh, this team is special. I didn't say that we're going to win a championship. You know what I'm saying? I just said to myself, like, we could do some things. This team is special.
Right.
Everybody hung their hat on defense. Our coaches, they yelled at us more for defense than offensive. So I'm like, man, this is where we need to be. This is where I need to be. Then, boom, I'm playing beside one of the 4-time depoys. I'm like, we're gonna do something. I'm like, if we can't do nothing this year, my thing, I was saying to myself, we're gonna go finish this year out, and then next year we're gonna have a whole year together, training camp and all that to be able to come back and be a good team. Yeah. And then we ended up playing Team Hoff, and beating them. It was a great ride, bro. It was a great ride. We had an NBA record where we held 6 or 17 under 70 points.
God damn, that's crazy.
And I think that's a record that won't ever be broken.
No, it won't be broken.
We just enjoyed each other as far as each other's company, each other's companionship, each other's determination. It was like one of our mottos. Our motto was, we go hard on and off the court. So on the court, we fighting for each other. We going hard, diving in the stands, loose ball. Right. Off the court, we going just as hard. We in the clubs, bars, whatever. We drinking. We going out in the group. Like, it's a group of us, like 8 or 9 dudes. We going out to dinner. We going out to drinks and all that. Yeah. And we just getting that bonding moment together. And I think that's what helped us too. And the other fact that helped us was the fact that I would say about everybody on the team except for like 2 people was married. So we all hung out together, with the wives and all that stuff. So all the kids knew each other, all the babysitters knew. Dude, it was one huge family. Right, the coaches would come to, we didn't exclude them. The coaches would come to the stuff. Like, for me, when I was out there, I did the New Year's Eve parties. Chauncey did the fight parties, any of the big boxing matches.
Right.
Rick did the Halloween party. And Ben and Tayshawn, they did like the cookouts throughout the summer because we all stayed up in the area. Nobody went back to their original city. We all stayed up in the area. So we got all the wives and kids. So it's like, yo, I'm about to throw something on the grill later today. We be over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. And I think that's what gave us that family unity, man. And made us all such a close-knit group.
Yeah, that's a great story. Last question, my brother. I thank you for coming on the MaXed podcast. I do anything for you. I'm coming to see you real soon, probably the next week. All right, after y'all beat the damn Lakers, because I got to taste that thing you got out there. Y'all beat the Lakers. All right. And then, I was watching these. I was like, what these motherfuckers doing with this replica? Like WWE belt. What the fuck is this? What was up with that? I'll take it all over like it was a Stanley Cup damn trophy or something.
Bro, that's what I wanted to do. Like they let us borrow it for a little bit. Like I took it to the house. I took the Larry O'Brien to my crib, and I took a picture of it and all that with my ring and with the belt. But this is the year after. But yeah, to me the belt signified like, man, just have some fun with it. Like, we the champ. Like what you see in the WWF. You see them with the belt, they're coming down to the ring around their waist or over their shoulders. They talking all that to the crowd and all that. We played into it. They said our was rigged anyway. So all right, let's play into it. So to go, that was my thing. You know, everybody on the team didn't do it. I just did it. I had fun with it. So after we won that championship that following year, every city we went to, I had the belt.
Wow, that's
I had the belt. I had the belt right there. You know, sometimes I might go to the bar with it, wear it on my way over my shoulder. Yeah, you won't know it's us.
That's
and then
right.
My man, the craziest thing happened, Matt. So we won it that next year. We in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So we all went out to dinner. As I just mentioned, we used to go out together a lot. So we went out to dinner, and after dinner we went to 112. Right?
Oh Lord, yeah.
So we get out, but we pulled up to 112. You know, everybody pulling up in they fancy and rolls, Lambos and all that.
Yeah.
We pulling up in some minivan cabs, front door action, right? So we get out. And it's like I said, 8 or 9 of it. So we get to walking into the club, right? And the security boy like, whoa, hold up, cuz, hold up. You know, like y'all got to show me some ideas, something. Y'all just can't, you know what I mean, march up in the joint like this.
Right.
And the first dude he stopped when he went like this was Lindsey Hunter, right?
Yeah.
Lindsey went like this. He said, hands off of me. And looked at the dude. He said, you want to see our ID? Yeah. He said, Rob, show him our ID. And it just so happened I had the ring on. And I put the ring up there in his face. And then Lindsey was like, that's our ID. Show him. And walk by, and we just commenced to walk by and up in the club, dog. I was like, yo, this, well, I was like, damn, so this what it is to be an NBA champion.
Hey, there's a lot of perks.
Automatic like that.
A lot of perks go along with
it. Man. This, and I know you got them down there in H-Town. When
y'all man, they take care. They love us, and we don't pay in H-Town nothing. Food, no going everywhere for free. My last thing, man, I wanted to tell you, man. You know, I appreciate you. I love you, man, and for everything you're about, and talk to me about a team that I really don't like, Kansas City goddamn Chiefs, and then I want you to talk about all this bull. Oh my goodness.
Well, I became a Chiefs fan in like 92 or 93 when I think it was 92 when Joe Montana got traded from the Niners.
Yeah.
Now, I've always liked individuals in the NFL.
Yeah.
But I never liked the team. So when Joe Montana got traded to Kansas City, nobody I knew was a Chiefs fan. And they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's like,
yeah.
I said to myself, that's my team right there. I said, because nobody else liked them. They were a team. So it's not like I'm going to just say, oh, I'm going to be a Cowboys fan because the Cowboys, they won a championship. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 90s. Right. So you remember everybody in the 90s, everybody wanted to be a Cowboys fan.
Oh, man.
Oh, Emmett. Oh, Troy. Mike. Everybody was riding it. So I'm like, no, I ain't going to be no router. Like, I'm going to get a team that's trash. And I stuck with them. And here it is to this day. You know, I've still been a Chiefs fan decades later. And, we got some chips. We're going to win some more chips. And I said it. Y'all heard it here first. We're going to get this first three-peat in NFL history.
Huh?
Yeah, we about to get this thing this year, dog. Because here's my thing. Think about it. Everybody, and you got to admit yourself, everybody was saying we was last year, which we was.
Yeah,
we didn't have a number one receiver. We was number one in drop passes. We was like number 3 in offensive lineman flags. All this shit. Wasn't nobody expecting us to win it but us. Now this year we got some speed back. So now everybody can't put 8 in the box. You can't mash down on Pat Mahomes because now we got some speedsters on that outside. So now that's going to take them safeties out. All that safety blitz and corner blitz, that's going to kill that. All right. Yeah, we're going. I see us going regular season. I see us going no worse than 12-4.
Okay, that's okay. I can see that. That's now you said some real shit there. All the other, I don't know about that.
Never little wanna be gangster trying to play hard.